you have dealt with palliative care and health for the caregiving. I've been part of the palliative care movement here. I'm sure you must have heard of Dr. M.R. Rajagopal, who is also
Yeah,
considered as the
absolutely,
father of
absolutely.
the palliative care
Yeah,
in India.
yeah,
Yeah, and he's a very good friend of mine, and he has visited Mumbai, and we have been having a couple of palliative care hospital beds for in a couple of hospitals. And today's news is that even in Chennai, a very major hospital, Stanley Hospital, has got a palliative care. My question is this: when our parents, or even I am also a senior citizen now, 66, and then there are others. My mother is old. My Some of my members in my church family are old. Then how do we go about handling their old age related problems, particularly when they cannot be kept home for various difficult reasons? I would say difficult reasons. Their children are away, maybe the parents are here, and palliative care is the only way I believe is the option available. So, old age homes are also there. Are there any caregiving homes where these can be handled well?
yeah. So yeah, thanks for your question. And of course, Mr. Murli, I would love to connect to you offline also. So maybe I'll tell Abhijit also to maybe share your number, or he can share my number to you
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. So yeah, I think one of the very important things which you said is, yes, this I wouldn't call them this cluster which is sort of developing a lot, is the care needed for a lot of older adults who are actually, unfortunately, for whatever reason, alone. uh, they might or might not have health problems. We can divide them, this cluster also, into a lot of types. So for example, people who are dependent and people who are independent. Now, for people who are independent, yes, there are communities which are coming up. So elder communities are there. So that is always a choice. I mean, I'm sure people have sort of heard of Nana Nani homes in Coimbatore, and there are a lot of other things also, Kovai care. So a lot of things are there where
Yes.
independent living is there. So that is one. So what happens with people who are dependent? Because all these independent living homes usually have support of medical care and obviously attachment to a hospital. So if something goes wrong, people actually end up getting hospitalized if needed. Now, what happens with dependent people? So that also there are various types. So people who are actually having dementia, it becomes very specialized. So in that case, of course, more and more elder care homes are there wherein dementia is being taken care of. In Bombay also is there, and Pune has become a pretty big hub. And to a great extent, Gurgaon up north is also a great hub as far as elder care homes is concerned for dementia specifically. The reason I'm highlighting dementia is because dementia requires very specific care. It is not something which is very easily done normally, and those caregivers have to be highly. I mean, I won't say educated, trained. So they have to be highly trained regarding the disease and how to take care. And it's not a it's a thankless job. It's not an easy job to do. Then there is another group which is there is, of course, unfortunately, cancer is increasing with old people, and a lot of people with cancer are surviving long also. But there comes at a stage where we have to go for palliation, wherein treatment might not be something which will be working, or by choice. A lot of older adults are like, enough, or they initially start itself and say, no, let us not go to that road. I just want my pain symptoms to be relieved. If I have pain, relieve it, or if I need palliation, do it. So there also, again, now the good part that the pandemic has done is we have certain services where things can be done at home also. It all depends upon what care the older person requires, the quantum of care. Of course, there can be people who are end of life, wherein no admission whatsoever is going to be decided. So in that case, things can be managed at home. Now, of course, I am not saying it because I am a geriatrician, but it always helps to have a geriatrician in the loop. Why? Because the different stages that I actually, different clusters that I actually mentioned are understood well by them. The physicians, yes, they do a great job, no doubt. But as a geriatrician, maybe as a pediatrician knows better about older young people, a geriatrician might be able to guide you for non-medical part also. Now, what is important is not only them being in a care home, but also being socially active. So there has to be companionship, there has to be activities. So all these things I think are very important, and most assisted living is coming up with. Now, there is a big question here, which I'm sure a lot of old people think themselves, is whether they want to leave their own home. So, in that case, is where we have to be very flexible in trying to establish the ecosystem rather than actually just pushing it up. taking the decision of actually going to a elder care home. But what I will say is the old age homes which are always shown maybe in the movies or originally, it's not that way now at all. The elder care homes are much better. The facilities are very good. However, yes, it does comes at a cost, and there is still that social taboo when children actually even think about maybe taking care of them at a maybe an elder care home, that oh my god, you are actually putting your older person in an elder care home. But as a caregiver, whether it's a professional caregiver or a family caregiver, one has to understand you have limits and you can only do that much. And if there is a specialized care, then that should be opted for. So I think it all boils down to what the type of care the older person wants. And luckily now, I will say post pandemic, I mean, Dr. Rajgopal has been doing brilliant job for a long time. But post pandemic, luckily more and more people have come forward and become stronger arms, wherein a lot of things can be done not only in palliation but in transition care also.
Thank you, doctor.
Beautifully explained.
Yeah.
I'll connect with you separately because the need of the hour today is the palliative care, to which you will definitely be as a geriatrician connected with. And unless we work as a community, interconnected with each other, integrate ourselves, I don't think help will reach the needy people.
I
That's
absolutely
the need
agree
of
to
the
that.
hour.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah, doctor, for those who want to get in touch with you
Thank
after
you
the
very
meeting or
much for
during
your
the, I
time.
mean,
I'll get up
yeah,
there, for which you would separate. I
I
want to
didn't
personally
hear.
meet with you, Dr. Prem.
Yeah,
Sure, sure, sir. So I think if Abhijit, you can just share the number, I'll connect to him. No problem.
right. I'll be sharing the number with Dr. Murli, sorry, Brother Murli. But if there's any other way you want the people to connect with you through social media, and you could post it yourself, or
Sure, sure.
that's
No,
what.
I can actually, to be very frank, post my number here.
Okay, okay.
There
Yeah,
is
I
no
can
problem.
also do that. No problem. If you're
Yeah, yeah,
open for it, then I'll do it. I'll do it.
yeah, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay, I'll share your number. Yeah.
So that's my number.
Okay, that's doctor's number.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, any other question, friends? Anyone else about your health? Any query, any doubt? Please go ahead. Okay, many young kids are emotionally more resolved to spend time with their graduate
If questions
grandparents.
are on the
Okay.
way, I have a quick question to this problem with the niece, and she's in the second floor of a house in Hooghly, and she has to be taken to a hospital. She says it's impossible to carry her because she's slightly obese. Now, she has got the problem of the tooth, the ophthalmic problem, and other connected problems like
So Mr. Murli, your actually voice is breaking
Yeah,
quite a bit.
voice is breaking, Brother Murli. Switch off your video. Yeah. Okay, in the meanwhile, any other question, friends? Please go ahead and ask. You have any doubts about your health, any fear? Please go ahead. Anyone? Yeah. So I think, yeah, Doctor, how I think some of the seniors also, when it comes to a fall, what is the significance of a fall to the health? Because many of us, I think, at least it happened in my dad's case, we just thought fall and losing balance was part of a natural this, but then that was the first that started the deterioration so quick after that fall. So would you comment something about that?
Yeah, yeah. So I think falls are something which cannot be taken lightly at all. And the reason it is because it has got, I mean, it has got more than what meets the eye. So if you have to put it, if you have to put it plainly, I mean, I can actually just show you a slide only, which will sort of, I think, put it in perspective. So yeah, so if you can see the slide, so what the problem with a fall is actually it leads to more mortality, it leads to more morbidity. So there's a chance, greater chance that people can get other illnesses. then there is a huge human cost of falling, which we don't really always understand. So, what is the human cost? It includes distress, it could be pain. A person falls, and then depending upon what their injuries, loss of confidence, then loss of independence. And a lot of times, hospitalization also happens because of falls, whatever the reason. And institutionalization. The reason I'm asking, a lot of people who have fallen and who are not able to recover out of it are totally dependent. So when they become totally dependent and they cannot be taken care at home, then they can sort of, can become a reason why they might actually have to be put into an institution, whether it's an assisted living, whether it's an old age home. And hip fractures, of course, hip fractures are one of the most dreaded complications. So I think, I mean, this sort of slide, to be very frank, encompasses what you asked. So it's not that a fall only hurts the person, it hurts the person in a huge way, but it hurts the family, finances, a lot of things, maybe repeated hospitalizations. So it's not very straightforward.
Correct, correct. Yeah. So one
Doctor,
fall can actually
go
completely change the story of your life. Yeah, brother Murli, go ahead, please.
Yeah, the problem that we face is in the church, we have the older people, even the society, we have older people. Some of them have insurance covered and health insurance becomes easy. But some of them, sincerely, they don't have an health insurance. But they need to definitely go to the hospital. Just because they don't have finances, we are ending up with a lot of challenges. Is there any way that, how do we handle such cases where
Yeah,
they
so
don't
of
have
course
insurance?
there are a lot of NGOs also who are sort of working.
Hmm.
Now, I mean, I am a part of an NGO which is known as Silver Stars Foundation. It has just sort of started, and there's an NGO which is known as Graceful Living. So these are trying to help people who cannot sort of afford a lot of things. And of course, I think, Mr. Murli, we can connect offline for this, so I can give you a bit more knowledge on the same.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question, friends, seniors, golden jewels, any questions regarding your health? Please go ahead. Any fears, any doubts? Yeah. You could put it on the direct chat also to Dr. Prem and it will be considered an anonymous. But any which ways, this is an open forum. You don't have to worry about anything. Yeah. Go ahead and ask your question. Anyone? Mrs. Marcus, yeah. Margaret, yeah. Brother Sham, yeah. Merlin, any question? Mandakini, Reverend Jagannath, yeah. Mrs. Jacob, yeah. Go ahead, Mrs. Jacob.
Doctor, my age is 72 now. Before that, when that Corona time, I fall, means just like this one, and that when I fall, that time that backbone, uh, last backbone means that maybe that pillows middle of the bone that hard that time. But Corona time, that's why we didn't go to the hospital. Uh, then I used that one plant, means that is called Hadjod, bone structure. That worked so much. When you said that time, when I fall, I heard by that, even all control was gone. Means even hands, legs are so I couldn't move.
Okay.
Uh, even
Mrs.
door
Jacob,
number,
quickly, doctor has to leave. He's got patients, so quickly finish what you're saying.
door number, eight number also not control for me. Then I used that situation was very bad our Corona time. I used that. But by the grace of God, I healed by that.
Okay, you're just sharing your experience, no?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay, fine. Doctor,
Maybe.
yeah.
Mm.
Okay, there's a question in the chat, and we'll finish with this question. Is it okay to take supplements?
Yeah, so the thing with supplements is it all depends on what you're taking. So, for example, Usually, a lot of people are taking calcium supplements, vitamin supplements. Vitamin D is something a lot of people take. Vitamin B12, folic acid. These are the usual supplements. Vitamin C. So I always tell people that the word itself justifies it. It's a supplement. It's not an all. So one has to eat properly. That is first thing. That's the most important thing, that when you see about nutrition, you need to eat properly
Correct.
and try to supplement this if you need to. So what happens is, as you get older, absorption gets affected. So that's why we always supplement things. So when you get older, your gastrointestinal system, which is the digestive system, also gets a bit slower. Things are not absorbed actually. That is when we actually say no, take your supplements, but always try to tell the doctor that what supplements you are already on, and not take it yourself, because sometimes dosing of supplementation, when you take more, that is also not easy. Nothing which is too much is actually good.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so with that, friends, we will close today's meeting. Thank you so much, Dr. Prem. God
Yeah,
bless you
thank you, thank you,
for giving your precious time in the middle of the day. Bye, everyone.
thank
Thank
you,
you so much.
everybody.
Bye, bye,
Thank
bye.
you, Doctor. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and friends who are here, you can be in touch with us. And you will find this recording on our NMBF Coffee Chats YouTube channel. So you could go there, click, and you'll find this recording. So thank you, everyone.